All right. So just
Wait,
to begin,
introductions.
yeah. So just to begin, could you guys maybe introduce yourselves one by one?
Sure, I'll start. Hi, my name is Mingyu Zhao, and I'm a junior, and I'll be the president of Special Sports.
My name is Izzy Trudell. I will be a senior, and I am an officer of Special Sports and the head of Special Olympics.
Hi, my name is Julia, and I'm going to be a sophomore, and I'm an officer for Special Sports.
My name is Malcolm. I'm going to be a junior, and I'm an officer for Special Sports.
And could you guys maybe explain what Special Sports does?
Of course, Special Sports is a club that is made of three individual clubs, previously known as Hoops for Change, Special Bowling, and Special Olympics. A commonality between all of those three clubs is that we all try to serve for the differently abled community in Singapore. So specifically, we want to create bonds and connections with differently abled children that are less privileged than most of us here. So we do that through weekly sessions of sports, as stated in our club name, and in our weekly sessions we interact, we play sports with the special athletes, and while doing that we gain valuable connection and build strong bonds and sustainable connections with those children. Yeah. And essentially, Special Sports just aims to be a place of comfort and support to all differently able children. They're welcome to play and have fun with us.
Yeah. And I think you mentioned that Special Force Sports was previously made up of three different clubs, right? Could you explain to me how the merging process went about?
Yeah, of course. So last year, Special Sports did not exist. What existed was three independent organizations or service clubs known as Hoops for Change, Special Bowling, and Special Swimming. So Hoops for Change is obviously the basketball branch of Special Sports right now, while Special Olympics is the swimming branch and Special Bowling is the bowling branch of Special Sports. However, our ESC representative realized that there was a large commonality between all of our three clubs, which was we all aim to help the differently abled community here in Singapore through sports. Therefore, we engaged in a process of merging in which we all decided to merge under one club, but have three individual committees that reserve a certain degree of autonomous while still serving for the same mission and so having the same officer team govern.
And say I were to join as a member, what would be expected of me?
If you were to join the club, basically what would be expected of you would be to attend at least one of the three kind of committees, one of their sessions. So we're doing the online workout sessions. And before the COVID situation started, we used to be able to do sessions in person. So it'd be expected that you attend at least one of those, like either the basketball session or the bowling session or the swimming session. But now, as long as you make it to an online workout session, that would be really good. Just once a week.
And in addition, at those sessions, whether it be physical or virtual, we expect our members to be responsible, because from what we've known so far with working with kids of special needs, we've realized that a lot of these kids are really sensitive to things. So we want to ensure that all of our members that join our sessions are extremely responsible, that they stay with their athletes all the time, and they essentially engage fully to create bonds and interact with them. We expect our members to stay on task for the full span of the session and to essentially just care for the kid true-heartedly.
And keep in mind that it is also expected of our members to be respectful of the athletes because they are people, our athletes are people. So we need to be respectful to everyone that we are working with.
So you touched on the online sessions. Could you maybe talk more about what activities do you have planned, what fundraisers, what initiatives do you have planned for this semester in general?
Sorry, I'm just gonna. So for like social media wise for this semester, we talked about making sure we try to branch out more of our social media because previously last year we only had, from what I know, we have only had one Instagram account for Hoops or Change. But for this semester, since it's special sports now, we would like to focus on making sure that we have three like branches within one account for Hoops or Change, Special Olympics, Special Bowling, so everyone is able to speak out and like see, like be able to see like what we're doing, and that will be really helpful for us since direct service is not happening, and since everyone has like phones, social media is a really big part. So then everyone will be able to see that, oh, even though direct service is not available, you can still join the workout sessions online, and you can definitely just like message us if you have any questions, and that's our goal for this semester for online presence.
Yeah, and for the workout sessions online, since we can't meet with our athletes face-to-face, we've been hosting 30-minute workout sessions for the athletes. They're just easy exercises like jogging on the spot, jumping jacks, and it's just an opportunity to bond with the athletes and give them an exercise.
Yeah, and building off of that, I think although this is a virtual session held on Zoom, we'd still like to think it as a direct service session because we're directly helping our kid or our athletes to stay active, to stay fit, and to stay connected with us despite the COVID restrictions. And just building on top of that, we're also planning to initiate a large-scale advocacy event. And currently, the name for that is Special Needs Awareness Week. And think of this as a Earth Week, but for special needs awareness, in a sense. We are still in the planning, and we're still in the planning phase of this. We still want to reach out to clubs under more clubs under the umbrella of Help for the Disabled and Ill, and we want to build this idea together to making it something that's unique to our own branch and umbrella of service. And we want to make sure that we're raising awareness, despite of COVID, that regarding just special needs and differently abled community stigma, and to foster inclusivity.
And so for this question, it could just be, either one of you or you guys can take turns answering this question. So why did you join special sports or, the respective branches, and why is this cause important to you?
Well, to be honest, I initially joined Hoops for Change as a freshman because I was interested in the sport of basketball. And I think that's the reason that's the reason why a lot of our members have joined either Hoops for Change, Special Olympics, and Special Bowling. However, after a couple sessions with Hoops for Change, I realized that the reason why I stayed after school for 3 hours and do service for 2 more hours on top of that, all the way until 8 o'clock, wasn't just because of the sport I love. It was because of the people and friends that I made during those hours. I've realized that despite of the fact that I joined because of basketball, I gained something more valuable, and I enjoyed more of the companionship I gained with interacting with special needs children and athletes that showed up to our sessions. And that cause is really valuable to me because that's something that keeps me going every single year. I've been doing special sports for 3 years now, and I've stayed after school every single year till 6 o'clock every Thursday. And that is the reason why I've done so, because I've managed to build such a valuable and strong relationship with the athletes that I've worked that I'll probably cherish for the rest of my life.
Yeah, awesome. And can maybe one of you talk about what your favorite memory was of the club?
I'll take this one. I think because I only joined this year, but I've heard my brother talk about it a lot because he was the founder of Hoops for Change, and so I was really excited to come in for Hoops for Change this year last year in freshman year. So one of my favorite memories was definitely Halloween week because all the parents had their candies, and I think that day all the kids were very cooperative and they were really fun, and we played all the games. And I think one thing I also remember was Malcolm dressed up as like a really big sumo guy, and that was a really fun part. And we had so many people that day for Halloween week, and all the parents, like, we took a group photo. There was kids as like Batgirls and like Superman. It was a really fun experience for me for Halloween. And unfortunately, I think that was the only like big event we had for Hoops for Change before COVID hit. Yeah.
So some of you might think that it might be really special to work with kids of special needs, and in a sense that is true. Because of the barrier that exists in communication, sometimes it's really hard for them to do exactly what we do. But that's not a reason why you shouldn't join special sports. That's not a reason why we shouldn't see differently abled people as normal people. I mean, looking in this call, we have people from America, with people from Asia, with people of different skin colors, but after all, we're just all humans, and that applies to differently abled people as well. I mean, at first when I joined Hoops for Change, when I first started working with special needs athletes, they were hard to work with. I had to spend a lot of time to gain their trust and to know their pattern and style and what they like to do. But after that, they were just like any of my friends. We played basketball really well, and they know what I'm thinking. I know what they're thinking, and it's a wonderful experience.